And in honor of the archery Hi, I'm Jesse from Eastern Sierra Now, and in honor of the archery tournament that's coming up at Mill Pond next weekend, we're going to do a little archery for you. I'm here with my lovely assistant, Amy.
Yeah, but let's just back that up for a minute, Jesse. I'm not your assistant. I mean, I make way more money than you do.
Hi, I'm Jesse from Eastern Sierra Now, and in honor of the archery tournament that's coming up, we've decided to do a little archery for you. I'm here with my lovely assistant, Amy. Today, we're going to do a little William Tell action.
No, what the f are you talking about? No!
Right about there. Should do it just for the wind. This is so not safe. Are you kidding me? Would I really do that? I forgot my wrist strap. What if the string whipped me? I would get a bruise. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Well, that went flawlessly. If you're interested in more about the archery tournament coming up or the archery club, head over to easternsierranow.com. You want a bite? Your loss. That's a good apple. I'm going to give this just a little bit to make sure everything's going right. I got people live streaming on YouTube, live streaming on Facebook. I'm not going to lie, I'm not very happy about what I just saw. Earlier I was speaking about balance and listening and compassion. And where I'm coming from with that is, hey Chief, what's going on? Where I'm coming from on balance and compassion and listening is that everybody is going to have a different life than you. Everybody's going to have a different opinion, a different creed, a different sexuality, everything. There's no one that is the same. Twins are not the same. So you need to listen. You need to have compassion for each other. This person has this opinion. This person has it. You shouldn't fight. You shouldn't hate. None of that is what it should be about. So if somebody is whatever, let's just use something simple. This person has brown hair. This person has black hair. Well, screw them, right? They should dye their hair and be like the rest of us. That's stupid. Of course that's stupid. So when you look at other aspects, like whether masking or some... I'm just trying to give it a second so we can get some people on here before I start telling what's going on. Growing up here, and I have many conservative views, and I'm proud of those. I'm for gun rights. I'm for freedom of speech more than anything. I like to go hunting. I like to watch football. I like to drink beer. I'm not saying that's solely conservative. It's really hard to do this off the cuff and really being able to weigh your words. When the best people in history at being the worst people made you think they were the best people. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm mixing words there a little bit, but if you look at, everybody always says Hitler, and I'm going to get there in a second, so I'm not going there. So let's just say someone like Jim Jones, Well, the people that followed him and drank the Kool-Aid, they thought he was the second coming. They thought he was the greatest thing. Hey, Elizabeth Noel. Since sliced bread. Amazing person, wonderful human being, had all the right answers. Amen. Hallelujah, brother. Let's clap for this guy. He knows what's right. Was he? No, I don't think there's anybody that would say that he was. But what he had was the ability to make you think that he was right. Charles Manson. Those girls thought he was the greatest thing going. My dad knew Charlie Manson, and he's told me that he was just this cool guy. He just had this way about him that was like, oh wow, he really gets it, man. Let's hang out with him. And that's, and then look what happened there. I'm not comparing Brad Dacus to either of those people. But what I just saw was frightening. I'm a big fan, like I've been saying this whole night, of balance, of what's right, doing the right thing. And the right thing sometimes means going against what you believe. So if you, for instance, believe through your religion or upbringing or whatever that, like, say, homosexuality is bad, well, that's your right to think that. Does that make that true? No. So doing the right thing would be not to commit a hate crime, even though you dislike that person and their choices, correct? I'm pretty sure everybody can agree with me on that. And I'm not saying that's my case, because that's not. I walked back in after I closed this down, and like I had predicted earlier, they were going to be talking about anti-vaccines, anti-masks, and not leading into other stuff, because that's what this was about. I just spent the last 20 minutes listening to this guy explain his remarks about comparing the gays to Nazis, and how during the Prop 8, when that was on the docket there, that one of the things that he mentioned was that was the most important to him was that
Nazi Germany, Hitler did a good job of going to all of the clergy and the different churches and saying that, don't worry, we're here to support your church and we're going to protect it. And I don't remember who he said it. Somebody probably did. They said, we're not worried about the church. Jesus will protect the church. We're worried about Germany's soul. And Hitler said, don't worry about Germany's soul. I have that. So what he said after that was that then Germany was bombed and destroyed, and to this day, not taken as seriously as they should be because of those actions. And what he was alluding to was, if the church and the people don't stand up against homosexuals, then we're going to be bombed and destroyed here because they're the same as the Nazis. That's what he just said. And he was trying to say, what he was saying was, that's not what I meant, but that's what he said. And he said it multiple times, and then people clapped, and I was disgusted. Ella's typing away. That's why she couldn't get back to me before. She's trying to take notes of literally everything the guy is saying so we can report back. I can see why they didn't want this filmed. Wow, that blew my mind that was just happening. I thought this was about anti-vaccinations. Okay, so we talked about that. He told a story about Brad Dacus, the guy from PJI. He told a story about a Korean spa where you have the man side and the woman side, and the men are naked and the women are naked, and they're separated from each other. And a transgendered man wanted to go to the woman's side, and he said that he represents himself, he's a woman, and so he wants to go over there. And they wouldn't let him because there is mothers and daughters over there that are naked, and they shouldn't have to see a naked man. I can agree with that. I don't see what's wrong with that, but there should be some sort of, like, a third option, maybe something. I'm not here to solve those problems. These are bigger things, and I support everybody's right in being who they are and what they believe and what they feel for themselves, and there's nobody that should say different. But that goes to both sides as well. Should the little girl that's at the Korean spa be allowed to see a naked man because he says he's a little girl? No, of course not. But I don't think that's the point. I don't think it's about equality. So he told this story in there and then made a speech about how that's what's going to happen with transgender people and homosexuals. And none of this is from notes, and so I can't, it's hard to say this to you publicly because I didn't write this down. I don't know exactly what he said. I just walked into this and I was like, oh my God, what? This was not what I was intending. Wow. So that wasn't good. For those of you that weren't signed on earlier, they are not allowing people to film me. So I was the only one there to film. So Josh Nicholson came up to me. He's a former school board member and a former police officer, and I think he ran for sheriff a couple years ago. He came up and told me that they're reserving the right to not have filming or live streaming. So when I asked him why, he said because anybody that wanted to come should have come. So then I said, well, what about the people that couldn't come? Just screw them, right? And he said, well, no, that's not why, but okay, that's just not film. So, okay. So I tried to take a picture later, and some flunky went up to Josh and on the podium and said, oh, that guy's trying to take a picture. So then, phones, we can't have phones. So then they made a big speech about how put your phones in your pocket and don't take pictures and don't whatever. So I went outside and started live streaming because that's shady as hell. We'll see what happens there. I'm sure I'm pissing people off by doing this, but hey, really? I mean, that is not okay. So there's a lot of people leaving right now. I don't know if it's over or if people are just kind of pissed off, because that was some pretty intense stuff the dude was talking about. The thing that worried me more than anything, why it was actually a problem, other than it's clearly a problem. But what bothered me was he was preaching. So this is like a church thing. He's preaching, amen, brother, that kind of thing. Do you feel me? It feels like you're being at church. He started talking about how what's most important is that we have compassion for each other, and we all listen to each other, and we think and we understand, but using our empathy for everybody else. And everybody's clapping, and that's the opposite of what is being said in there. It's freaking me out. Like, Ella looked at me like, what? And so that's what I meant when I started this with people like Jim Jones. And again, I'm not comparing Brad Dacus to Jim Jones. I'm sure in his own mind he's doing what he thinks is right, but probably so is Jim Jones. What I'm saying is that some people have the ability to make everyone in the room happy, and it's like a pastor. Every time you go to church, that's what they do. It's I'm gonna say this, and everybody's gonna cheer for me and say that I'm great and I'm right and I'm this. But were they? Is anybody thinking? Like that freaked me out in there. It was like, whoa, people are like clapping and that's right to things that, okay. Something that's labeled as a town hall event shouldn't be something that excludes anyone, or puts down anyone's creed or sexuality or color or any agenda, even if we're going into the vaccine and the masking and stuff. It's not. A town hall should be a place where facts are given and truths, and then people can take that for what they want, because you can't make everybody agree on anything. It doesn't matter what it is. But that was weird. Like I'm at a little bit of a loss for words. I'd be really interested to see what Ted Carlton says. He's sitting in there by me, and he's been writing furiously, just like Ella has. And I'm interested to see what other people that I know their opinions are thinking. Let me go through and see if anybody's asking any questions here. Maurice, you're deep. Thanks for watching, buddy. Okay, no questions. If anybody has any questions, feel free to shoot, and I'll see what I can come up with. Yes, Supervisor Jen Rozier is here. For those of you that missed that, she isn't speaking, but she is in the audience, and she was masked when I saw her, so that to me was hilarious. I mean, I don't know what else to say. That caught me off guard. I thought I was going back in to listen to masking stuff, and it was, like I said, it was 20 minutes of talking about how gays shouldn't be allowed to marry because that's going to get us bombed like Germany. Okay. And like I said, the scariest part, it's easy for somebody to have a crappy worldview. It's easy to say, people with big feet are losers, and heck with all of them. That's easy. What's hard and what freaks me out is when you switch the narrative to be that you're the one that is using empathy and compassion by saying people with big feet are losers. And that makes people, because people are weak. We're weak. Come on, individually we have very smart people. Together we're sheep. We're losers. That's true. Human beings are stupid. I'll say that anytime we are. When we get together in a group, because the fact is, and it's been scientifically proven, you want to be part of the group more than you want to give your own opinion and stand out, whether it's right or wrong. And that's kind of what's going on in there, I hope, because that freaked me out. People started clapping. I mean, I get that there's people that disagree with everything from homosexuality to people with big feet, but really? We were comparing that to Nazis? That was weird. I can't wait to see what Ella writes with all of her notes, because she's just been typing furiously in there. So I'm sure it'll be tomorrow before that comes out, because she has to have time to actually write it. But I told her, just let's write out what happened, put the bullet points, and get that out to people so they can see, because, ooh, yeah, that is worrisome, Maurice. I agree. That, wowzers. Jinkies. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, let me know, and I'll try to answer them. It is freaking cold out here, too. I wish I would have worn a real coat. I didn't think I was going to get kicked out, and that's, back to that topic. That still just pisses me off. I'm trying to just be chill about it, but it's like, really? This is labeled, I'll show you the flyer. It says town hall event. All are welcome. It doesn't say no media. It doesn't say don't film it. It really, but that's why, is because he doesn't want people seeing that he's saying that was sick.
Outside
the last thing that I
go live again
I saw before
he started talking about
outside to
go live again
was he started talking
if you lost
about
your job
because of COVID. And he was telling
if you lost
people
your
what
job
to do, like
because
don't,
of COVID,
don't quit because
and he
you're
was
being
telling
harassed.
people what to
because
do,
then
like
they
don't
can attack it. So
don't
basically,
quit
what he was
because
doing
you're being
was
harassed,
giving a
because then they can attack
free
it. So
legal
basically,
advice.
what he was doing
Saying this is
was
how we
giving
can fight for you.
free legal
But-
advice, saying this is how we can fight for you.
But look at some of the I don't know. It's hard. Lawyers want to make money, okay? And I'm not knocking people that are lawyers that I know. But that's clearly what's happening. Due to saying, here's what you can do to make sure that you can win a case against your employers for following the law, whether the law is just or not. I don't know. I'm not the guy to say that. So, I don't know. Hairs on my back are standing up, put it that way. I don't really have hairs on my back, but the hairs on the back of my arm. I just kind of felt really weird about that. Like, I feel bad for Ella sitting in there because I'm kind of middle of the road. That's, see if there's any questions. Oh, I have one in. Message. Of course, now I said it online, so they know I did it, and then I get in trouble. Chief Standridge. Yeah, I don't. And the trick, like, even though Jay, that's a pretty funny thing. I should have done that. I should have thought about that. It shouldn't have to be done, is what's bothering me, because what should be transparent about that? Well, clearly now that I've been in there and I heard what he was saying, I get what they wanted transparent, but something like this shouldn't have been that. This should be this is what we think. We believe our rights are being restricted because we have to wear a mask or whatever the problem is. Everybody has their own thing. And if that's what this was supposed to be about, it could be right now, since I've been out here, maybe they're going into COVID stuff more, but that was an agenda push, and it was scary. I wish we could have filmed it. I wish you guys could see that, because that wasn't good. My hope is that someone like Supervisor Rozier, for instance, I hope she sees that and realizes that it's a good thing that she backed out, because standing next to that guy on stage saying that stuff, even though the way he's spinning it makes you think, oh, he's a good guy and he's standing up for people. No, that was not okay. That was really, really not okay. Yikes. There's right and there's wrong, and that's what's freaking me out. So we'll see. How's it going?
Good. Pretty quiet out here.
Yeah, it's starting to get cold.
Yeah.
Guy just walked by. I think you probably might have had enough too. Hopefully they're talking about anti-masking stuff. And like I said, Ella will get that out on Eastern's here now, hopefully by tomorrow. Just depends on how fast she can type. That was weird. It's real easy when you have opinions to say them, and especially if it's an opinion that's shared by a lot of people. Mountain Dew is the greatest soft drink of all time. My cousin Ryan will agree with me. That might be it. Bunch of toothless kids in Tennessee, perhaps. But when you start to build events like we are at now, where it's labeled as a town hall event. This isn't a Mountain Dew Supporters Anonymous meeting. This was labeled as a town hall event for people to come to. Oh, no media, by the way. We don't want anybody seeing our opinion. And then what they decide to talk about is anti-LGBTQ positions. And explaining his thoughts, because that was the other thing he was saying. He was saying, oh, when I said this in that magazine that time, because I was in that magazine, well, here's what I meant. And then he was told the Korean spa story. Oh, and then that other time when I was in this is what I meant. Oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up is, so he brought up, well, the thing is, because I'm the caring and compassionate, and I believe in listening to people, so I started the Dacus connection, is what I call it. And I just like to, pro tip, anybody that ever names something after themselves, and it's supposed to be about community and doing the right thing and taking other people's opinions, wrong. Person doesn't have the right opinion. So the Dacus connection, he said, is where somebody from, he couldn't even name their names, but he said, oh, well, there was a Pentecostal there, and there was a Muslim guy that runs those Muslim churches. What are they? Mosques. There's a couple mosques in California. He runs those. And then there was a transsexual man and a somebody else that he had like 6 or 7 things he said. And we all stand around and we talk about things that we all disagree on. And then in the end, we all hug. And that's the Dacus connection. And I'm like, okay. That just, to me, that's like drawing attention to yourself when you're supposed to be drawing attention to the fact that you're talking to people from different perspectives. That's a great thing. I like the idea of that kind of a show where you get multiple people from different faiths and creeds and beliefs to have a conversation about the tough stuff. And with respect, discuss. That's what I preach every day. That's what I was saying earlier, and that's what I'm saying now. The point is to listen to each other and give 100% respect to everyone else and yourself. Most people, it seems, want to stand up for, this is what I think and I'm right, so you're wrong. Like I said earlier, for those of you that weren't here, I've noticed some new people signed on. They won't let me film the PJI event at the Calvary Baptist Church. They didn't want it on live streaming or film or anything. So they asked me not to film. And when I asked why, and I said that people that can't make it here would really like to see this, basically, they said, well, they should have come. Okay, so you don't want this to be taped. Wonderful. Rubbed me the wrong way, but hey, that's fine. But like I said earlier, one thing that, like in this situation with what he was spouting off in there about, which, and I try to be on all sides. I am 100%, if you want to hate somebody, okay, that's your business. I'm not going to do it because you do, and I'm not going to condone it or say that it's right because it's not. But I'm also not going to stop you from your opinions because that's also wrong. So, but like I said earlier, opinions are thinking that you're right. So if you have an opinion, you think you're right. I think Mountain Dew is the greatest drink on the planet. If you are intelligent and you have intelligence, you can prove that you're right. You can use facts, you can use science, you can use whatever, but intelligence is the ability to prove that you're right. The problem is nobody is using wisdom, and to me, wisdom is knowing that you're both wrong. So if you can step into that, let go of your ego, let go of your pride, and realize, hey, we're both wrong. Neither one of us is correct on this. Maybe we have correct points. Maybe we're in the right direction. But anything that excludes entire portions of our population isn't right. That's not right. That's not what my grandpa fought in World War II for. That's not what any of our parents or us, many people that are watching this served. And, bless you and thank you for your service. My tech guy, speaking of, thank you, Johnny. So I'll give him a congratulations. He's retiring after 1.5 billion years. That's what freaks me out about these things, man, is it's all opinions, and people are amening that. Opinions should never be a basis for a belief. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's kind of an oxymoron because an opinion is a belief, but it shouldn't get to a place where you have a meeting with 150 people cheering you on while you talk about how the church not standing up and banning homosexuality is going to have bombs dropped on our country. Not okay. I really did not want this event to go to this place tonight. I was prepared to talk about anti-masking and anti-vaccines and why I think that this is whatever. But again, that's my opinion. It's, you know, maybe a little bit of intelligence because I do read. You know, there are facts, but I'm not knocking the people that don't think that. Some of the people that I love the most on this planet aren't vaccinated and completely are against that. And that's perfectly fine. You know, I'm not going to be against you because you believe something. Just because you believe Pepsi is superior to Mountain Dew, well, screw you, pal. We're not friends anymore. That's not the case. I could care less. You know, I had a dude, I'm not going to name names, we'll call him Drifter because he kind of looked like a drifter. He walked up to Amy and I the other day. We were leaving the casino, and out in the middle of the dark parking lot, it was kind of weird, and he just walked straight up to us, and we're like, whoa, I'm like ready to deck this dude. I'm like, what is going on? And he said, hey, Jesse. And I said, what? So then Drifter says, hey, man, you know, we get in arguments often on Facebook back and forth about our political stances and stuff, and I just want to let you know, no hard feelings. And I'm like, okay, don't walk up to me in the dark, you know. But I said, there was never hard feelings in the first place. If we get in a political conversation about something, you know, number one, I'm not very political, so for me, that's pretty rare. But if it is something that I firmly believe in and I will stand up for because I believe in doing what's right by everyone, always. That's always my stance. So I told him, dude, you can say whatever you want. I'm not going to treat you differently because you believe this or that politically. You know, you're pro-Trump and I'm pro. Who was I pro for this one? I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Whatever. Everybody has their thing, you know. And that's where I think we're missing the point here. The people in there are standing up for this guy who just got done saying gays should not be allowed to marry, and if they do, we're going to be bombed like Nazi Germany and never be treated as a real country again. Guys, so I don't know what it means, like when Steve Rodeos just came on here and it said they want to be part of your meeting. What does that mean? If somebody wants to explain that to me, does it mean like I can click and you can come on or something? I've been getting this the whole time. I just keep hitting okay. I guess I better learn live streaming a little bit better. Wow. Hey, go to Eastern Sierra now and sign up. That's all I can say. You know, I really appreciate you guys doing this. And my stand, everybody has their own opinions. I'm always going to have my side of the fence. This is what I think. That's what I think. Nobody's, you know, a mannequin is a person who isn't. But at Eastern Sierra now, our main goal and objective is to not have our opinions. Sometimes I'll give my opinion if it's like my podcast, because that's me talking. But on the news and stuff, it's facts. We're giving it to you exactly as it was given to us. You can then make up your mind about what's going on. And we've only been around 5 months or so. We're going on 6 at this point, you know, and it's been amazing. We have 30,000 views on YouTube, 22,000 views, I believe, was the last number I got in December on our website. 114,000 views on Instagram. So Instagram actually really took off. Thank you guys for that. They're signed up. But if you're not, head over to Instagram, Eastern Sierra Now. Go check that out. Go sign up with us. Subscribe. Every day we're posting whatever we find that's interesting news for those of us in the Eastern Sierra on our website, easternsierranow.com. On Instagram, Eastern Sierra Now. We have Twitter, Eastern Sierra Now. You can find it under that. And nobody uses Twitter very much around here, though. It's kind of a weird thing. YouTube is what I'm trying to push the most because it can be monetized. And this is a labor of love at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's paying me to do this. So anything that I can get going to help pay the bills, give the dog food, because if you met Odie, you'd understand. He'll eat my leg. That's kind of what I'm after. You know, we just started a Patreon account. So for those of you that know what that is, then check it out. If you don't, I'll explain. Patreon actually comes from the term patron, which was it wasn't only him, but popularized with William Shakespeare. So what a patron is somebody that has money, that's a well-to-do, that really enjoys the art that somebody is producing. So they come on and pay for that artist to keep creating what they're doing so they can keep creating this art for the world while they can take care of them because they can. It's in their means to do so. That's what Patreon is. So Patreon is a website that you can go to. Eastern Sierra now is now listed on there, and you can head in. You can, hey Jesse, hey, how's it going, man? You can sign up to be a part of a tier. So it could be like $5, could be $20, could be whatever. But if you head over there to help us out, that helps me keep doing this every week. So if you got an extra $5 to spare, head over to patreon.com, Eastern Sierra Now, hook me up. But if you can't, it's perfectly fine. The best thing you could do, subscribe to one of my services, news, all social media. That's the way to go with this. So that being said, I just got a text from Ella, says it's ending. So I'm probably about to see about 300 people come plowing out here. So I'll show you what that looks like when it happens. I can't wait to see what Ella said for the rest of this event. That was terrifying. For those of you that signed on just now, this was the PEJI event at the Calvary Baptist Church, and they refused to let me film or live stream from in there. I asked why, and I said that you all wanted to be able to see this too. They said no. So that was it. I am going to get on TikTok, Maurice. Yeah, I'm just not a good dancer, but that could be the production value. And you are welcome. Thank you guys for being with me on this and checking this out. I wish that I had more. I wish they would have let me. That's so lame. It's so it's shady is what it is. Darcy called it earlier. That's not cool. So we'll see. But here, I'll show you people coming out for a minute while Ella comes and tells me what's going on. Hi, Ella. Were you horrified?
A lot of notes.
Yeah. So we're still sitting out here in the front. I just figured I'll hold my phone for a minute and you could see the amount of people that were here. It was full. I would say 100 people. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 people. Yeah. Tell you what, I'm glad to be out of that super spreader event. I don't care who says what. That was a lot of breathing in a little room. Oh, great. Yeah.
Good to see you.
Hmm. All right, well, this is getting boring. People are talking around in there and stuff. So is there anything you'd want to bring up before I let these people go, or do you want to just wait until you can type something up?
I mean, there's really a lot.
Yeah, I mean, she was typing furiously when I walked in there. So.
It's because I didn't have the recording. I was like a court reporter.
Yeah. It's too bad we couldn't have like even one of those transcribers where it was recording but typing for you, something like that. So well done, everybody. Clap for Ella. She's the best. She handles all of our social media. So yeah, again, head over to Eastern Sierra Now on all social media and subscribe, like us. That's what we're doing this for. We're just trying to get out there so we can create a community, and that's the point of something like this. We just want to be able to give you guys what's going on because people can't make it to everything. So if we can, cool. You know, people deserve that information, and so then to prevent us from doing that, sad panda. All right, people are probably talking in there. So, hey, we'll get some notes together here, even if it's just bullet points. We'll put in there what this was about and what we think. And if we go live again to talk about it, cool. Watch for that. But we'll go live for other events in the future too, as things happen. Now that I've learned what live streaming is, I'll start doing this as much as I can for other things. So, thank you guys for tuning in so much. Really appreciate it. And we'll keep growing from here. So keep going to Eastern Sierra Now.